Beautiful women on the inside in the world, right after this. We're back with Yanni and Linda Evans. Yanni's on a 65-city tour of North America. And we've just heard, I don't know if they've told you, it's been expanded to an international tour. You're doing 200 cities, Yanni.
Oh, God.
Besides touring and making albums, you also do film scores.
Yeah, I do some, not a lot. I think later on in life I'm going to be doing more and more of that.
Did I hallucinate this? Did I, when I interviewed you on satellite, did I not hear in another interview that you had worked together on a film score? Linda, did you produce a film that you hired him for?
Well, I didn't produce it, but I starred in a film that I begged him to do.
Oh, good, because I mentioned it and everybody thought I'd hallucinated this, but it kept sticking in the back of my mind.
He did the music. Yeah.
There we go. We had some more questions for you. Here we are.
This is for Linda. Of all the leading men you've worked with, who is your favorite and why?
Present company excluded.
Yes. Well, that's really easy. John Forsythe. Easily. Yeah. He is the most charming, wonderful, dear, fun man. I don't know if you've seen his new TV series or not, but he has a great sense of humor. And he made me laugh, and he's just a good, dear man. He's one of our best friends.
What do you two do for relaxation? If you could have it like a perfect afternoon, where would we find the two of you? Just
Center Island is a good.
You were out walking in Center Island for hours and hours?
Yeah. Simple things in life.
You both seem so happy and so in love. What's your secret?
Is there a secret?
Oh, I think the secret is to find somebody you can be happy and in love with. I mean, the secret is the right person. Then everything else is just magical. The world becomes magical when you feel that way.
But I've heard that if one had an opportunity to meet a Greek man, that it's an opportunity one should avail themselves of because they are known to be very romantic and kind men.
I don't know about all Greeks, but this one is absolutely all of those things.
There's an area in Toronto called Danforth Avenue, which is a particularly Greek area, and I think it's going to be very busy tonight with a lot of women. So this tour is going to end for you, Yanni, and
Will you ever sing on one of your albums?
Me sing? Never.
Why do you not sing?
I never liked my voice, but I don't mind. In the future, you may hear I may write songs that have vocals on it. Like on this album, there's one vocal track.
It's a wonderful vocal on this by a woman named Mona Lisa.
Yes.
And it's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes from a French opera. Now, you took, but a little part of this opera you were inspired by.
I took like maybe 15, 20 seconds from it. It's a very beautiful part too, and I sort of stretched it one way or another, and I changed a few things on it, and it was done for a British Airways commercial, which was very, very successful. In fact, it's running now 2 years later again in the United States. I don't know if it's running in Canada or not, but every one of my friends liked that song, so they asked me to just make an entire piece of music and put it on the album, so I did it.
Linda, the one thing we haven't talked about yet is, and you do a tremendous amount of work with the environment. You've also been asked by President Bush to represent America in a specific area for the environment.
Mm-hmm. It's called Take Pride in America. It's a wonderful organization that encourages people to do their part about taking care of the environment, not just to expect the government, but to say that the land belongs to the people as well, that we're all stewards of it and that we should participate. And they've had tremendous success. And we've done some public service announcements telling people that there are so many problems right now with the environment that we each have to do our part, and women can do a tremendous amount in the home with what they buy, with how they train their children. There's a lot that each of us can do to contribute and to make a difference.
The title of the album is Dare to Dream. You talk a lot about people living out their dreams, and I guess you're such a good example of this, both of you are. You both had such huge dreams, big dreams, and you've done it. You've accomplished it. What is it in you, Yanni, that allowed your dreams to come true or made them come true for you? What is that, a quality?
I think it's something that my mother and father must have put in me when I was a kid. I'm very positive about life. I always look into the future and instinctively assume that whatever problems I have today, they will be taken care of. And life has taught me that that is true. And I just never got scared, I guess. I go after whatever I want, and I don't do it at the expense of anybody, really. I think you can achieve your dream and your goals without having to hurt anyone around you, without having to step on anybody. In fact, if you do that, I think it diminishes you in some way that you might not recognize at the beginning, but it shows up later. And life has taught me that that is the case. But if you don't see your future, it won't come to you, don't worry. You have to see it, and you have to see it first, and you have to believe in it. And then you make it happen.
We've probably skirted around this. Is this almost the same as if I asked you what your philosophy on life is? If you could give me a statement that would sum up your philosophical approach to life, it would be to say...
Dare to dream.
Dare to dream.
And if you do that... You know, this whole thing came from a realization from talking to close friends that not only people don't go after their dreams, they're actually afraid to dream at all. They're just afraid of failure, so they're paralyzed by fear. They spend their entire life never doing what they really want to do. And life is so short, and it's so precious. And it just, you blink your eyes and it's over. And you have to take it. You got to be in it. And I learned very young, too, that if you're not doing something that makes you nervous, maybe you're a little afraid of going after it, you're not doing anything new. So it's best when you do things that you feel a little nervous, like you might actually fall. And if you do fall, so what? You learn a lot from falling. It's a great teacher, you know.
The only thing wrong with falling is when you don't get up and keep going.
Yeah, but that's you who's doing it to yourself, and that's the wrong thing. You should learn. I mean, when you make mistakes, mistakes are a great teacher. You learn from it, you get up, you go like this, and you go on. It never ends.
Dare to Dream by Yanni. It's his latest album. It's doing extremely well. It's wonderful music. And when we come back, Yanni will play another piece for us. This one, though, is from Reflections, which was the album just before this.
Reflections of Passion, yes.
We'll be back with that right after this. Fly between, get my own. The tour, 35 cities, they're traveling around from Toronto going to Detroit on May the 15th, May the 16th in Chicago, the Windy City, May the 19th down to Kentucky for some bluegrass, and May the 20th in Milwaukee. You're all over the place. Busy tour. The tour ends what date?
June 20th?
20th or so, unless they add more dates, which I forbid them.
But here, Roy Thompson Hall, this is from the last album. This is the title track from Reflections of Passion. Okay. It's been just wonderful to meet both of you. Continued success to both of you. You have it all now. I mean, this will just only keep getting better and better and more and more and more.
But nothing really changes. We get to live life now.
You get, yes.
Which we did in the beginning.
You know, we talked about the fact Dare to Dream, and this, after 9 albums, Yanni, you've lived all your dreams. You've done everything you wanted to do. So now you have to come up with some new dreams, some for the rest of your life.
To be free is a great dream to have.
To be free is a wonderful dream.
Yeah.
What are you going to do while you're free?
It'll come. Once you clear your mind out, things just come to you.
But you did say, and I want to get this clear in my mind, that you have to see your future. Yes. You think that people need to be able to visualize what they're going to do, and once you can see it, yes, it will happen.
You have to know what it is that you're going after. You can't just warble down the road and... I mean, that's one way to live. There's nothing wrong with that way to live either. There's no judgment, really. If you want something, focus on it, know what it is, and go after it. It has to happen. It has no choice. You just
focus.
Yeah.
The album is called Dare to Dream. And then this last piece we're going to hear called Reflections of Passion.
Yeah.
come down. We have just 1 minute left. Would you mind if could I ask you to play just the beginning of, is it Desire?
That would be very difficult. I need percussion, I need drums. You know.
Okay.
I can play in the mirror for you.
In the mirror, the one that you wrote for Linda?
Out,
please, that would be wonderful.
Out?
We go out.
On in the mirror.
Goodbye, we'll see you next time.
Stay tuned. Coming up next on Montreal AM Live, Budget Talk Made Simple. What does the finance minister's budget mean to you and me? Tom Velk explains next.